How motivational business content replaces real strategy. You have been misled. Your feed tells you every day that all it takes to succeed is one habit, one quote, and one 5 a.m. Wake up. As you watch, you get inspired. And yet your company isn't expanding in some way. The numbers don't add up. Why do millions of people follow these gurus, imitate their routines, and seek guidance on mindset? And yet not succeeding? What if I told you that the one thing that truly helps you is being replaced by all of this motivation? By the end of this film, you'll discover the startling reality about why inspiration is insufficient and what the majority of so-called business advice actually does to you. Stay tuned. Number 10. Motivation feels like progress but isn't. Without intellectual movement, motivation provides you with emotional momentum. After watching a video, you feel energized, aware, and prepared, but somehow unsure. The energy masks this misunderstanding. Lack of structure is the issue, not a lack of effort. Determining constraints such as time, money, and attention is essential to strategy. Motivation completely disregards boundaries. Instead of making wiser decisions, it advises you to exert more effort. This eventually leads to a risky trend where fatigue is confused with dedication. You feel busy, put in more hours at work, and consume more information. Yet none of this makes things worse. Clearer decisions, fewer options, and stronger focus are signs of true growth. Only a sensation remains after motivation, and emotions pass rapidly. Number 9. Why strategy is rarely viral. Simplifying strategy is difficult. It has a lot of conditions, trade-offs, and disclaimers that don't fit easily into short-form text. Algorithms detest the phrase "it depends," which is frequently the beginning of a true strategic insight. Conversely, motivation depends on certainty. Because absolutes feel strong, it communicates in absolutes. However, corporate reality is not lyrical, it is probabilistic. Strategy recognizes that timing, location, and limitations influence results. It increases chances but does not guarantee success. In a world where people are conditioned to expect promises, that is a difficult sell. Thus, as inspiration takes over the feed, strategy remains hidden in lengthy documents, private discussions, and unshared notes. Number 8. The business influencer illusion. When someone moves from developing a business to developing an audience, a subtle change takes place. The rewards are altered. Performance takes precedence over execution. Because nuance undermines authority, it becomes hazardous. Thus, the message becomes clearer. Uncertainty is reframed as confidence that is just waiting to materialize. Hardship is branding, and failure is a lesson. Many influencers want recurring storylines rather than effective techniques. Meanwhile, visibility is mistaken for credibility by the audience. Even when no transferable skills are being taught, listening to someone discuss business is like learning about it. As a result, there is a free flow of creativity, but little comprehension. Number 7. Mindset as a convenient escape. Mindset is real, but it's also incredibly easy to misuse. When everything is framed as an internal problem, external reality escapes scrutiny. If sales are low, it's not pricing or positioning, it's belief. If growth stalls, it's not saturation, it's discipline. This framing feels empowering because it suggests control. But it quietly removes accountability from the plan itself. Strategy is willing to admit that some ideas fail not because of attitude, but because they don't solve a real problem well enough. Motivation protects identity. Strategy protects resources. One preserves ego, the other preserves time. Number 6. When motivation replaces thinking. Overconsumption of motivational content slowly erodes curiosity. Instead of investigating why something didn't work, people search for content that helps them cope with failure. Thinking is replaced by emotional regulation. This is where growth stalls. Strategy treats failure as data. Motivation treats failure as a test of character. One leads to iteration, the other leads to guilt. Eventually, people become more invested in staying inspired than in being effective. They know the quotes, the routines, the slogans, but not their numbers, customers, or weaknesses. Number 5. Strategy is the art of saying no. True strategy isn't about ambition, it's about restraint. It requires killing ideas that feel exciting but don't align with reality. This is emotionally painful, which is why it's rarely shown. Motivational content glorifies expansion, more projects, more goals, more hustle. Strategy does the opposite. It narrows. It chooses one direction and accepts the cost of everything else left behind. This discipline doesn't look impressive online. There's no applause for walking away from an opportunity that doesn't scale or a partnership that dilutes focus. But these quiet refusals are what protect momentum. Number 4. The lie of universal advice. Motivational business culture thrives on the fantasy that success is transferable without context, that habits, routines, and sacrifices operate like a universal key. Strategy rejects this idea completely. What works in one market, time, or socioeconomic reality may fail elsewhere. Motivation flattens these differences because acknowledging them complicates the story. Strategy respects complexity, even when it's unfair. It understands that outcomes are shaped by forces outside individual control. This doesn't discourage action, it informs it. Motivation sells hope. Strategy sells realism. Number 3. Why motivation is so tempting? Because it offers belonging. Motivation tells you you're part of group builders, grinders, dreamers. Strategy isolates you with decisions no one else can make. Motivation speaks loudly. Strategy whispers. Motivation celebrates effort. Strategy demands judgment. And judgment is exhausting. It requires sitting with doubt, resisting impulses, and accepting that clarity often arrives slowly. In a world optimized for stimulation, motivation feels like relief. Strategy feels like work. Number 2. What real strategy actually looks like. Real strategy is invisible by design. It's not broadcast. It's revised quietly. It involves spreadsheets, assumptions, and uncomfortable conversations. It's changing direction without announcing a pivot. It's admitting something isn't working before pride locks it in. Strategy isn't cinematic, it's procedural. And because it lacks spectacle, it's often mistaken for inaction. But when results finally appear, they look sudden only to those who weren't paying attention. Number 1. The hard truth. Motivation should support strategy, not replace it. When motivation becomes the foundation, everything becomes personal. Success validates identity. Failure attacks it. Strategy creates distance. It allows you to critique the plan without attacking yourself. That separation is what enables learning. Without it, people burn out emotionally long before they fail financially. Strategy doesn't protect feelings, it protects futures. If this opened your eyes and made you rethink how you approach business, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps us reach more people who need to hear the truth. And don't forget to subscribe, because we've got more videos exposing the hidden realities behind business, success, and motivation.